So hello, my name is Caleb and today we're going to be doing another book haul. I'm Dead. Hi, my name's Dead. Welcome to my channel. How many books have I read in 2017? 4. How many books have I bought in 2017? We're not gonna talk about that. I don't want to sound obnoxious being like, oh man, like it's so hard having all these books. I'm very blessed that I can buy as many books as I am able to. I have 15 books to talk about today, a lot of which I got on Book Outlet. Some of them were sent to me from Penguin. We're gonna begin because I'm gonna be talking for a really long time. I don't want you to get bored of 30 minutes of me screaming, so let's go. The first book that I have is a book that was sent to me for free from Owl Crate. It's a big new release. A lot of people are raving about it and now I have it and I'm excited to get to it. Caraval by Stephanie Garber. You've probably seen this book. It's been everywhere. It's very pretty and very aesthetically pleasing to my soul. Everybody has been raving about this book. I've only heard amazing things. Like when I say that, I legitimately mean I have never heard a bad thing about this book. It follows two sisters and they've always wanted to go to this magical carnival thing called Caraval, and then one day they get tickets and they decide to go. The main character's sister goes missing and then she realizes that it's part of Caraval and that it's all about finding her sister. There's a lot of magic and she's not sure what's real. I'm very excited to see how this all plays out. Yeah boy. So the next 5 books I have are all from Book Outlet, and I realized what my weakness is that I'll go on Book Outlet and I'll have like 2 books I need, but the shipping on Book Outlet is like $4 or $5. So I'll be like, oh, I only have a few books in my cart. I'm gonna have to add more so then I feel like I'm getting worth my money on the shipping cost. So then I'll end up getting books that I don't need and I'll think to myself, wow, that's such a good deal. I'm gonna buy this eventually. Why don't I just get it now? And then I'll end up with a bunch of books that I don't need in the first place. So I have 5 of those to talk about today. A lot of them weren't necessary, but I have them anyway and it's fine. First one is a book that I'm actually very excited that I got, and I don't know when I'm gonna get to it. I've read just a little bit of it and I don't know if I'm gonna like be able to just plow through it. That is Everyday Sexism by Laura Bates. You might be thinking, Caleb, why do you have a little book about sexism? Yeah, I wondered that myself. Well, I think that it's important to learn about this stuff and read about this stuff because this is real things. So yeah, this was definitely necessary. It was only like $2 on Book Outlet, so hit it up, y'all. The next book is a book that came out last year and everybody was begging me to read it. I never even bought it, but then it was on Book Outlet for like $2 and I was like, I can't not. And that is Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. First of all, this book is not attractive in real life. When I saw pictures of it online, I thought it was beautiful. The shine is really throwing me for a loop. Sorry to say, I'm not gonna cover shame, but I don't know when I'm gonna hit this up, but I hope soon. When I say soon for a book, that means anywhere within the next 4 years, by the way. I know this follows 2 best friends and they find out they're witches and the main character is a truth witch, so she can tell when you're lying, which is freaky. Like I would not want her to be my friend. She would be the worst friend because she'd be like, boy, you lying. Like if I had this ability, I would call everybody out. I don't know where we're going from there. I just know that like she's a witch. I don't know if she's gonna join like a magic cult or she's going to Hogwarts or something like that. I'm excited to see. I really don't know anything other than that small premise, so I'm excited to hit this up. If you've read this, let me know how you feel. I've heard mixed things about the second book. That's it. So the next 2 books are poetry books. I've never liked poetry. Poetry has always been my enemy. Said the Shotgun to the Head and USA, both by Saul Williams. I've actually already read Said the Shotgun to the Head. I gave it a 4 stars. I didn't understand like half of the things. The ones that I did understand really hit me hard. It was only like $3 on Book Outlet, so hit this up. I want to get more into poetry. Poetry's always been something that I've been a little iffy about because I never understand anything that they're talking about. If you're new to poetry, I don't recommend starting here because the poetry in this was very dense and hard to think through. It did have a lot of strange analogies that I did not understand. I'm very excited to get more into poetry. If you have any favorite poetry collections, let me know. So the next book is another book that was definitely not necessary. That is The Gigantic Beard That Was Evil by Stephen Collins. I've actually seen this book around. Like I'd heard of several people talking about it on BookTube and I was like, maybe I should hit this up. And I had no idea that it was a graphic novel. Like I was wondering why it was so expensive. It was like $6 and I was like, it's a short book. What are you talking about? It's because there's pictures in it. I was a little hesitant on picking this up, but then one day I was like, oh, I'll just read a few pages. Then I found out it was a graphic novel and I read the entire thing in 30 minutes. So if you don't know what this is about, they live on this island and nobody can grow a beard, and then one day the main character randomly starts growing a beard and everybody freaks out because they're like, what is happening? It brings a subtle perspective on xenophobia and people that are different than you and how they can shape you for the good. If you're into graphic novels, I highly recommend. It was very fun and quick to get through. Yeah boy. So the next book is a sequel to a book that I hauled in my last book haul, and that is The Heart of Betrayal by Mary E. Pearson. in. I saw this on Book Outlet for $2. I was thinking to myself when it was in my cart, like, what if I read the first book and I hate it with all my being, and now I have the second one too? But what if I love the first book, and then I go to get this one on Book Outlet, and it's gone, and then I have to pay full price? These books are very beautiful. I've heard great things. That's all I have to say, because it's the second book, and I don't know what it's about. It's fine. Okay, moving on. The next two books I have were books I got at half-price books. The first one was definitely not needed, but it's fine. The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Steen. I've seen this around, surprisingly, and I've just never looked into what it's about. I know there's a dog on the cover. I'm a big fan of dogs. Woof woof. This might not be correct, but I'm pretty sure it's told from the point of view of a dog. I've heard it's very funny, I've heard it's very sad, and I'm excited to give it a try. The next book is a book that I already own, but like I don't have the hardcover, so then I saw the hardcover and I was like, I need this. The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. This book was $2 at half-price books. Brand new, like I don't even know if anybody read this. It's beautiful though. The hardcover is so much prettier than the paperback. The paperback don't got this. I know that it's like mind reading and that I think she solves crime. The next 4 books that I have were all sent to me for free from Penguin Teen. Let's go. The first book that they sent me was The Valiant by Leslie Livingston. That's what your name is, right? Yes. The cover of this is very gladiator-like because it's about gladiators, believe it or not. Princess, Captive, Gladiator. I don't know like what the actual premise is. I don't know like what kind of storyline we're following, but I know that the main character is a princess and a gladiator. Can you tell from the cover? She's a gladiator. It seems like something I would enjoy. I'm excited to see the route this book is gonna take, like a gladiator princess. Like what does that mean? Mary E. Pearson blurbed this book. I just talked about her earlier. Oh my gosh. Mary Pearson and I are best friends. So the next book I have is We Are Okay by Nina LaCour. This book is tiny. I know very minimal about this book, but reading the description, it sounded very interesting and I was like curious for more. What I know about this book is that the main character, something happened to the point where she's like juicing it out. And so she kind of just leaves her life behind, loses communication with everybody she used to know, and is forming a new life for herself. Gonna be very quick to get through and I hope it's amazing. So the next book that Penguin sent me was City of Saints and Thieves by Natalie C. Anderson. There's a face on the cover which I never noticed until recently. It's got deckled edges. Ooh. I didn't know a lot about this book beforehand. I know that it was about refugees, which is very interesting. And then I actually read the synopsis and oh my gosh. She finds her mother dead and she knows who killed her mother. So she's now like learning to be like this thief assassin thing to like find that person and like kill him. She's gonna weed him out and get her revenge. And I'm very excited. It sounds very interesting. And I was a little iffy because it's a book that follows African characters and it was written by a white woman. It's not own voices. Then I read into the author and I found out that she worked very extensively with refugees, so I think she's gonna have a very accurate depiction of that life. I'm very excited to read this. It's very beautiful and I hope I enjoy it. So the final book that Penguin sent me was Nemesis by Brandon Reeks or Rikes or something to that effect. I've seen this book around the places and on the social media and I've been very excited for this book. When Penguin asked me if I wanted it, I was like, yeah boy. It says, he killed me. He killed me not. He killed me. So this book is about a girl who every year her birthday comes around and the same guy kills her. Then she like wakes up the next day and there's no sign of anything that happened to her. So she's like, why the heck am I randomly getting killed every year on my birthday? I better like find this guy. So I think she's gonna try to like get him. It sounds very interesting. I believe that this is a series. I'm not too sure, so don't quote me on that, but I'm very excited to pick this up. I hope I can get to it soon. So the next book I have was one of my most anticipated books of 2017 and it finally came out and I'm so excited to get to it. A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. I read the first 50 pages of this book and I was so confused and I was feeling emotionally detached because I had forgotten everything that had happened in the last few books. I tried reading synopsises. I tried to give it time, but it just wouldn't happen. This is one of my favorite series. It's so fun and so magical and it's amazing. Highly recommend you read these books. They're so awesome. I want to read it. I want to know all the things. Hopefully I can get to it soon. Yeah, boy. So the next book is a book that came out not too long ago. I am very excited to pick this up. The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I had seen this book all around forever. As soon as I heard the premise, I was immediately excited for this book. It deals with a lot of really important things. This book is about a girl who witnesses the shooting and death of her childhood best friend. He was unarmed, and so she's dealing with this emotional trauma and trying to figure out what's just. I'm on page 60 right now. There are so many little one-liners that really get you in the feelings, and it's so so important, and I'm so excited to finish this. I highly recommend. Even though I haven't read it, I highly recommend. So that was it for our haul. That was crazy. I'm sweating up a storm. I'm fine. It's time to stack the books. My favorite part. Life is good. You know, I've been blessed. Raise a glass to freedom. Something they can never take away. As you can see, I am okay. Sir, how did you get punctured in the neck? Oh yeah, I was holding up a bunch of books and then they fell. There are too many paperbacks. That's the problem. Sorry guys. So these are all the books that I've gotten lately. I recently looked at my analytics and saw that only half of my views come from people that are subscribed. So if you're watching this and you enjoyed and you're not subscribed, just subscribe. It's not a big deal. You can unsubscribe later. I don't recommend doing that. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye! Hi, welcome to Chili's.